audience. Picture a child that you know and love being a participant in a class at school. This class has improved their test scores, their mathematics skills, their creativity, helped them to make friends, and maybe alleviated some symptoms of a learning disability they suffer with. This class also makes your child less likely to abuse substances in the future. Now, what if the school board decided to eliminate this class? How would that make you feel? Common sense seems to dictate that the purpose of the American education system is to help children learn as much information as possible to one day become great and successful citizens, yet music education programs are slowly being withdrawn nationwide, despite extensive research that indicates music education dramatically improves academic-related skills as well as providing other important life skills. Your children and grandchildren may miss out on many benefits of music education if perspectives are not changed. It is well known that America is in a financially tight time and therefore public school funding is being reduced. Music education is one of the programs that unfortunately is the first to lose funding and be taken away from students. While some may argue that is simply the only option, it is very probable it is due to the fact that many of the board members making these decisions are unaware of the powerful effects of music education. Ultimately, a board member who is aware of the advantages children receive from music education would have to agree that cutting a program with such an extraordinary record of increasing student success would be a choice to prevent students from reaching their full potentials. An education that is not completely for the students is against the students. Understanding the academic and emotional short and long-term benefits of music education on elementary school children is important in order to make well-informed decisions because the advantages music education gives students greatly outweigh the costs. Okay, here's a little chart on teachers and parents' views, and as you can see, one of the last things other than number of teachers and salaries of teachers that they'd want to be cut is music and arts education. Modern parents will do virtually anything to make sure their child is successful in school. It is astonishing that music education programs are so commonly disregarded, as it is supported by evidence that they improve test scores. Anita Collins, a music educator, states in her speech, "What if every child had access to music education? A recent study found that people who undertook music education before age 7 have an IQ that is 7.5 points higher than people who had not." This may seem like a small difference, but Collins mentions that a 100 is a normal IQ score, while an IQ score that is a 130 is considered genius. Not only is this program affecting the IQ test score, but Carolyn Phillips states in the 12 Benefits of Music Education that researchers have also found SAT scores of children who have been taught music are higher than the SAT scores of other children. People are always hoping their children will one day be above average at test taking so that they will receive scholarships, but now there is a concrete solution for every child if only a music class is provided. The academic skills that music education programs improve the most are memorization skills and mathematics skills. A study published in the Art Education Partnership's Music Matters revealed that long-term musical training fosters superior working memory. The Art Education Partnership concludes musicians can more effectively sustain mental control while performing memory and recall tasks. This discovery will have significant applications in higher education as well as in the workforce. Carolyn Phillips also states in the 12 Benefits of Music Education that there is a link between spatial intelligence, the kind of thinking necessary for solving advanced math problems, and music. Ultimately, what is at stake here is the opportunity to maximize the learning abilities of children in a large number of areas. The mission of education is to get students ready for the rest of their lives, and music education supplies a long list of long-term benefits that match this mindset. Music education transforms students' ability to focus in their creative thinking, both skills that are necessary for prosperity in both secondary education and the workforce. It is obvious that music education requires students to pay attention, but it provides a fun environment for children to learn the importance of focusing without realizing it. As the Art Education Partnership puts it in Music Matters, the ability to pay attention, visual focus, active listening, and staying on task is essential to school performance. Early childhood training in an instrumental music improves these attention abilities, while continued music education throughout adolescence reinforces and strengthens them. Imagination and innovation are both learned in music education and are essential to being a well-rounded individual. Creativity and well-roundedness are so important because they highlight individualism, something colleges and employers will be looking for in their prospects. Anita Collins states that singing or playing music is biologically proven to prompt creativity because musicians have a higher corpus callosum, which strengthens the communication between hemispheres of the brain and creates creative pathways. Educators claim to want to prepare students as much as possible for the real world, so a program that produces well-rounded, focused, creative, and prosperous students should undoubtedly be included in the curriculum. However, there are also emotional benefits that music education provides students. Music education provides a break for elementary school students throughout the day. Children become restless in the classroom and are unable to pay attention because they do not have an outlet for their energy. Like recess on the playground, music gives children the opportunity to look at something other than math or English and releases their energy because it's active and hands-on. Although the children feel as though they're just playing, they're actually learning and receiving a numerous amount of knowledge and tools for their future. Schoolwork and tests, even for elementary school children, can be very stressful, and music class allows for an escape from the other academic aspects of their day. This also provides yet another academic benefit. Kristen Nuss says in 20 important benefits of music in our schools, because this break in the day, though just for a little while, keeps children engaged in their other subjects. Another great emotional benefit of music education is the sense of community and belonging it gives its students. People are brought together by the activities they participate in together. Just like athletes become friends with their teams, musicians become friends with the people they sing or play instruments with. Music education is a chance for people with similar interests and goals to become acquainted and grow to function like a large family. While music class is for learning, it is also a much more relaxed atmosphere and a little bit of time to socialize. Some students may need help getting over their shyness, and this could be a great opportunity to meet new friends. It is also helping children plug in and become more involved in their school. Anna Haunch says in When Choirs Sing, Many Hearts Beat as One, that quite literally music is so powerful at bringing people together, the heartbeats of a choir become synchronized when they sing together. Don't they look like they're being a sense of community and making friends? Okay. In summary, music education is a learning experience, but it alleviates stress acquired from the school day and allows children to burn energy in a positive environment. The sense of community music provides is conducive to the development of social skills, the creation of friendships, the ability to find a healthy balance in life, and the experience of contributing to a group. There are also very surprising benefits to music education that don't necessarily fall under a certain category. These are arguably the most substantial benefits of all. Unfortunately, substance abuse and alcoholism have become a major issue in our country. However, research has shown that music education prevents both of these problems. Fazio states in Music Education in Elementary Schools that the 1998 Texas Commission on Drug and Alcohol Abuse reported that students who participated in band or orchestra reported the lowest lifetime and current use of all substances. This includes alcohol, tobacco, and illicit substances. If there is a method of preventing children from growing to make choices that are bad for their health, shouldn't it be taken? Some advantages of music education are specific to certain students that could really use help. While for some students music education is a bonus, children with specific disorders would benefit the most from music education because it could potentially enable them to overcome their personal obstacles and function on the same level as their classmates. Anita Collins says that science states attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is an issue with timing between the auditory, motor, and visual cortexes of the brain. But music education actually helps these three cortexes to work together more smoothly. Collins also states learning disorders are currently scientifically understood to be a miscommunication between the left and right hemispheres of the brain, but the corpus callosum, the connector between these two hemispheres, is enlarged and strengthened by music education. The last specific disorder Collins mentions is mood disorders because music is known to assist in regulating emotional states. Many schools provide special aids for these students, or these students' parents obtain special medications to treat the particular disorder. But if music offers such a simple solution to invest in students overcoming life obstacles, it is worth investing in. And this is just like a chart of all the different parts of the brain that music stimulates. Every student, every school, and even America would be changed by elementary school music education. Often, only short-term problems are considered, like budgeting and financing, but it's important to consider what investing in children's lives early on could mean for their future and the future of their entire generation. There are answers to improving test scores, creativity, and attention span. There's a potential to decrease the likelihood of these children to make poor decisions with substances in the future. There's an environment where children feel they are welcome and important and where they can get their minds off of school and stress. I think Anita Collins, who's a mother on top of her music education career, says it best when she discusses her 4-year-old daughter's generation and how universal music education could play an extensive role in the future of every single child in it. She says, I think about her and her generation. I wonder, what could universal music education do for an entire generation? I think of in 10 years' time when she's 14. What might learning be like in her classroom if the general cognitive capacity has been raised for an entire generation? If literacy and numeracy levels have been raised, if many of the learning and behavioral disorders that we deal with in today's classrooms have had the benefit of music education, how might our schools change? I jump again to 30 years' time when she's 34 and she could be doing absolutely anything with her life. But again, if we've raised the cognitive capacity of an entire generation, how might that change our social, cultural, economic, political landscape? Dare I say it, how might the focus and quality of our political debate in this country change if that's the generation of voters that they're trying to impress upon? I jump again to 70 years' time when she's 74. I wonder about the quality of physical and mental health if we've invested before the age of 7 in her brain health into later life. How might we be spending our money differently if we made an investment back here in her generation that will impact in 70 years' time? With only 2 decades of research, there are bound to be even more benefits of music education in elementary schools that are currently undiscovered. But who is willing to advocate and make sure that it's provided for them? Are these advantages worth investing in instead of only focusing on the short-term financial problems? And here's my audience again.